Hello everybody, this is Sheldon from Shark Art. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another adventure in paint pouring. This week, long awaited, many people have requested a mixing video, so I decided to do one. And this is the result of the test piece. So it hasn't dried quite yet. You see the little shiny area there. But that's the test piece with the cloudy effects to it. So I was just showing how I mix the cloud mix and testing it out and how it works. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, I'll see you at the canvas. Bye-bye.
Hello everybody, this is Sheldon from Shark Art. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Creative Art Collective for the weekend. And I'm going last, of course. You've probably just watched Teslima from Teslima Maya Art, as well as Casey, and as well as Patty from Let's Pour with Patty. So, Casey is CVW Artistry. So, I had to say it right. So, I'm going to be doing a mixing video. It's been requested so many times, so I figured this would be a nice week to do so. I'm sorry I won't be able to be in a live chat, but please leave a comment on the actual video, and I appreciate your continued support for my channel, and at the same time supporting this collective channel that my good friend Teslima has started. So without further ado, let's mix some paint. So first off, we have Artist Loft Soft Body White. Now, sometimes you hear people talk about the Vallejo Pearl Medium, which is a great thing to use anyway, but a lot of times I don't use it only because it's either saves me money or I don't. Sometimes Vallejo is not available. So when certain things aren't available all the time, I try to figure out a way to do it without it, just in case it's not available. So I just basically use a 2-to-1 ratio of the paint to US Flood Floetrol. So I don't really measure with a measuring cup. That's about 2-to-1 right there. And I'll do that with the other colors too. So that's that. I'll stir it in a second. I have some Payne's Gray by Liquitex. I'll mix up a little bit of that. 2-to-1. Like so. That's 2-to-1 right there, or close enough. And then I'll put this little here. I got Dioxazine Purple. Let me grab another cup. I'm gonna test these colors out. I might do a larger one later, but right now, for this purpose of this video, this is for a test. And then let me stir up my cloud mix. And again, I don't whip it. I just stir. And stir. To make the least amount of bubbles as possible. Because one thing I don't want to do is pop bubbles, and then I get those little black dots in my, when I first started doing it, I whipped it, then every time I used the torch, I got little black dots in my cloud mix. And so it wasn't really pretty. If you can look past the dots, you have some great effects. But you got to get past the little pepper dots. So that's still a little thick. And that's another thing. The consistency of your cloud mix makes a difference too. You don't want it thin like pearl, but if you have it too thick, when you stretch it, it loses the ability to become translucent. But when we make it a little bit thinner, it becomes translucent much easier when you stretch it. I wish I had a smaller canvas that I could actually mix a bigger piece. Maybe I do. Let me see how much I got there. Nope. I'm going to test it out on this towel. But I'd like for you to be able to see the. 1 second. It may not stretch across the whole canvas, but I got an 8x10, small 8x10, so maybe that will work. Let's gotta get a slightly larger cup. Okay, I got a slightly larger cup. I was going to pour in this, but I think this one's better for what I'm going to do. All right, so there's my cloud mix. That's the consistency I look for again. How the trace lays kind of flat. Not really a line, but that's my cloud mix. Very simple. Floetrol, US Soft Body White. Artist Loft Soft Body White, and water. Lastly, I'm just going to give a quick stir on this gold because I like to trim my cloud mix with a little bit of gold. And this gold is a light color again. And this is Deco Art Dazzling Metallics. No, which one is that? Americana. Deco Art Americana 24 karat gold. All right. So there are my colors right here. I'll line them up for you so you can see how they go together. All right. So let's layer a cup. And we'll test it out on this boy here. So what I'm going to do is move you out the way and move my spinner closer to me. Now that you saw it, and I'll move my spinner over here, and I'll move you right here so you can see everything. 1 second. Good. Just like that. All right. So let me make sure that's level because I always have leveling problems. Yep, that's level. All right, so let's layer this cup. So first is the last to come out of the cup. So I'm going to do this malachite. That's my central color. And I'm going to give that a background of this Payne's Gray. Just a little background. Follow it up with this dioxazine purple. Then a good amount of cloud mix. My cloud mix is usually almost twice the layer of what I do with the regular. Trim it with a little bit of the gold. And then come behind it with some turquoise green. And then I'm going to do it again. my Malachite, and my Payne's Gray, my Diox Purple. I'll go over the other side of the cup. Show them if it. My Diox Purple. Let me move this out the way. Move. Okay. And then my Cloud Mix. And my gold. And that's it. Oh. And then my turquoise green. All right, there's my cup for my cloud pour. Okay, and if I got anything left, I'll put it on the sides. All right, let me start to pour this. Ready? Let's go. Sometimes I like to turn my hand like that. Try to let that malachite come out. That's the last thing to come out. All right. And see, you have a lot of clouds puffing up in there. So you know that it works. I might have a little bit of this Payne's Gray left in this cup to kind of give some to the corners to help the paint move around when I spread it out. Quick mixing video. I'll wash these out real quick. See, that was quick and easy, right? I'm glad I decided to do it on the canvas. And see, it gives also, this time you're doing right here, it gives time for your clouds and all that stuff, those effects to develop. Anything else? Let me get rid of this cup too. And it don't have to turn out perfect on this one because, like I said before, it's a test run, test video, you know, a mixing video. So let's move some things around. And it's going to tilt. I'm not going crazy. I just want to tilt it a little bit. Now, if I had a bigger canvas, of course, it'll work differently. And I'm going to tilt there. Okay, good. All right, so let's tilt. Now I got most of it off these corners. Let me go off this corner, this off corner first, right here. So I'm going to go down here and just bring her back. Like so. And of course, it's going to be a little bit, the angle is going to be a little bit off. But I'm just showing you how when you stretch the cloud mix, it gets more and more translucent. And it's going to pull it down all the way down to this end here. And bring it back. Just like that. There you go. So there you have it. I'm going to get you down for a closer look at this test piece. But even that, I like the effects of it. So let me get you down for a closer look. Okay, folks, this is a final dry result because I promised a wet result and I started recording and it did not record. So I may not have pushed the button. So this is the final result, dry. You can see the malachite shining up there. This is going to look great once it gets varnished. But the cloud effects really turned out great on this. So once again, thank you for joining us on this Saturday Creative Art Collective. And next week, we'll be starting on a new time, which will be resulting in 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and whatever corresponding time that is across the world. So thank you for joining us, myself, Teslima, Casey, and Patty, on this Creative Art Collective. We're going to say happy pouring and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.